Paul had been on a cargo ship on his way to Rome. He was under the care of a Julius, a Roman centurion. While they were at sea, the ship was in a fierce storm for 14 days. During that time, God reassured Paul that he would make it to Rome. As a matter of fact, everybody on board ship would be alive through the storm. On the 14th day, the captain saw a beach. He headed the ship right straight towards the beach. But before he got there, he hit a sandbar and the ship started breaking up. But true to God's promise, everyone made it to shore. Those who couldn't swim were able to hold on to planks of wood from the ship. When they got to shore, they realized that they were on the island called Malta. The people that lived there found them and immediately started to help them. They built a fire because of the rain and the cold. Paul helped by gathering some wood. When he was putting the wood on the fire, suddenly a snake jumped out and bit him on the hand. He dropped the wood, and yet the snake held on and hung from his hand. Those that were standing around said, "Oh, he is a terrible murderer. He escaped the sea, but now the gods are bringing justice to him." Paul shook the snake off into the fire and stood there. Everyone waited for him to swell up and fall over dead. After a while, when they realized that he didn't, they said, "He is a god." The governor of the island provided his house as a shelter for those who had been shipwrecked. While Paul was there, he found out that the governor's father was sick into bed with a serious illness. Paul went in and put his hand upon his head, and immediately the father was healed. News of this spread throughout the island, and people brought their sick to Paul so that he would touch them and heal them. They stayed on Malta the rest of the winter. Afterwards, Julius booked passage for them on a cargo ship so that he could take his prisoner on to Rome. Once they got to Rome, he took Paul to a house where he would stay until he could stand trial before Caesar. There was always a guard standing next to him, but he was free to receive guests. The Christians in Rome gladly and graciously received Paul and tried to be an encouragement to him. The Jewish leaders of Rome came one day and spent the entire day with Paul talking about the kingdom of God and about Jesus. At the end of the long day, many of them put their faith in Jesus as their Messiah. Others did not. Paul stayed in that house for 2 years. Many, many people came to see him, and he preached Christ to them all. No one tried to stop him.